Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Speak Up Sis page, where we are honoring 31 different women in the month of March. This is Women's History Month, and I decided instead of reaching back in time and bringing forward women who have done extraordinary things in the past, I decided that this month we would honor those women who are living today and are doing extraordinary things today. And they are refusing to be silent in their own lives, in their own communities, cities, states, countries, globally. So today is day 17. And y'all, I have already said a prayer for us that everything works properly today. How about that? So I want to first say thank you to every single person who has joined us thus far in this month. I know that some of you are taking your lunch break with us. Some of you are intentional about being in this space. I ask that you will also be intentional about sharing the space with others. We still have the second half of the month to go, and we've got more women who are going to share. Today, I've got a special, I say that every day because they're all special, but I have a special woman who is going to share with you all today. And I want you to be kind because she's super nervous about doing it. But I bless God that she pushed through and she is going to share her moment when she decided to refuse to be silent. But before we do that, I would like to thank today's sponsor.
Speak Up Sis Bookshelf is your brand spanking new source for Christian books. If you are an author and you write for Christian audiences, then we want to list your books on Speak Up Sis Bookshelf. If you are a Christian reader and you're tired of wading through the millions of books on the larger platforms just to find books that are suited for you, then try Speak Up Sis Bookshelf. All of our authors retain all of the profit for their books, and you can just go directly the category that you would like. We've got fiction books, we've got nonfiction books, we have children's books, we have anthologies. We're brand spanking new and we're growing, and we love to list your work on the bookshelf. So visit us online at speakupsis.com/bookshelf. You can also find us on Instagram at Speak Up Sis Bookshelf, and you can find us on Facebook at Speak Up Sis Bookshelf. Hope to see you soon.
All right, everyone. Today's sponsor is yours truly, and Speak Up Sis Bookshelf. If you are an independent author or a self-published author and you would like to increase visibility of you, your brand, your book, and gain new readers and a new community, then we welcome you to list your book on the bookshelf. Now, let's go ahead and get into this woman of the day. She was unable to be here live, so she sent us a recording of her message. Let's check it out.
Hello, my name is Rashida, and I'll tell you a little bit more about myself here soon. I just want to, first of all, just give it back to all the women that have told their stories, on this platform and the women around the world that are speaking up and just telling their stories to the public that, they haven't, a story they haven't told before. I just love hearing these stories because they're so empowering. Many times, we play small in our lives, but these stories have really motivated me and inspired me, just keep going, keep doing what you're doing, and to every woman out there that's listening, whether you're watching this, live or you're watching on a replay, yes, keep doing what you're doing. Don't be afraid to tell your story. Speak up. Our voices need to be heard. For years and years, I thought, my voice didn't matter. And I'll tell you a little story a little bit later. But yeah, for years I thought, I was just, my voice didn't matter. I couldn't make any changes. But sis, I'm here to tell you that is not true. Okay, so today I'm just gonna be speaking about, one of the times that I stood up for the youth in my community. I've always had a heart for our children. Ever since I was 15 years old in high school, and I took a child care development class in high school and pursued it in college. And, I was a volunteer in my church with the youth program. I've just always had a heart for children. And another thing that I was very always passionate about was how money works, and how you can make it work for you. Like all the business classes, that's where I was in high school too. There was childcare and there's business. And sometimes it was bad to decide which one do I want to take, because that's where my heart is. Uh, it seems like ever since I was a teenager, it was one of those fields, or I was either volunteering in the church with the children or to keep their books. I was always doing that. Even in my adulthood, when my first job was at a bank teller, as a bank teller, and then after that, I went into teaching at Head Start and working in group homes with children with autism and mental retardation. So, just those are my passions, and that's why I'm here. I'm here to tell you a story about a time where, those two came together and I was able to, speak up. I couldn't keep quiet anymore. So before the pandemic, my parents always have like a big Easter egg hunt at their house, and they put money in the Easter eggs. So the children are out finding their Easter eggs and they're finding money. And I was watching my daughter and a few of her friends after, all the eggs were supposedly found. There's always those ones that, my children late on that were sitting there and they were counting their money. And the three girls were trying to figure out how all of them could leave with the same amount of money. Now, I'm not sure what the total was, but all I know is that those three girls wanted to have the same amount of money. They didn't think it was fair that one of them had more or one of them didn't have any. So I was watching them, and there was a struggle. There was a disconnect there as they were trying to understand how they could all get an equal dollar amount. Now, I know this might not be a big deal to some of you out there, but like I said, two of my passions are children and how money works. So when I watched them counting that money, it kind of broke my heart a little bit, because I was thinking, what if they go out into, the community, into a store, and they're trying to make a purchase, and the cashier notices that they're not handling their money correctly, and they end up taking a few dollars from them, or even more than that. I don't want that for anybody. Because a lot of us, we work hard for our money, and sometimes these children, they're doing chores, and and sometimes they don't even have access to money as other children do. So if they do a chore and they get $5, they're excited for that, because in their household, they just their parents don't have extra funds just to buy them what they want. So if a cat, I'm not saying that this has ever, well, I'm pretty sure it has happened somewhere, and I've never seen it, because if I did, believe me, I would be like, be right there. Don't do that to my babies. I don't even know the girl, but don't do that to my babies. So that's one reason why I took on this fight, to make sure that the schools in my community have some type of financial literacy, financial education in there. This was pre-pandemic when I started this fight, and the school systems, it's just not, this was not the traditional school year. So I couldn't execute like the way I wanted to, but you best believe this coming school year, I'm going to be in these schools, and I'm going to make sure that these students are prepared for the world of financial, because the financial world is changing now. It really is. it's on the way to all digital. And we want to make sure that our children are ready, are prepared. And like I said, there was a time when when I didn't think my voice mattered. So in high school, from carrying like all the heavy books in my book bag, like I had this shoulder and neck injury type thing, and so I had to wheel my books on in a wheel book bag. Now, in my mind, I was thinking, I should really stand up and say something about all this because I'm probably not the only one that's struggling with carrying all these books. But I kept quiet and I just wheeled my backpack through the hallways, because, I found a way to get around it. But even then, as I look back, as I'm telling this story now, as I look back, I should have stood up. Like I said, it might not be big to you, but, I could have helped someone else who was suffering from, carrying those heavy book bags. Who knows what kind of change I could have made way back then. So, I'm just really thankful for this platform. I'm super nervous on, speaking on this platform, but, I can't keep quiet anymore. So when I saw this opportunity where I could, just get on here and just talk to you wonderful ladies, I had to jump. I was nervous, I was shaking, but our voices need to be heard. So I thank you again for allowing me just to share with you today. And, I'm just looking forward to all the stories that will continue to be shared this month. Thank you and have a blessed day.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much, Rashida, for sharing your moment when you decided to refuse to be silent and sharing it in this space with us. Listen, y'all, it was obvious that Rashida was like, ah! But let me tell you why I loved listening to her. Just so you all know, I already saw it before you were going to see it. But when I saw it, I made sure that I sent her a personal message to let her know that I was uber proud of her, because doing it scared is what I am all about. Doing the thing that scares you silly, that gives you butterflies, that makes your jaws jingle and shake, right? And tremble. But stepping out there and saying, you know what? Here's an opportunity for me to do something. Even though I'm afraid and nervous, I'm going to do it anyway. That is what Speak Up Sis is all about. So I bless you, Rashida, for choosing to share. It is a conversation that we don't like to talk about. Money, finances, and our children. And I'm sure there are many of us who have watched our kids struggle with money, get to the store and not know how to count their change out and things of that nature. But we just tell them, just give me the money and let me pay for it. Why you don't know how to use this money? What these people teaching you in school, right? When in fact, it is our job to teach them about money, how to count it, right? How to use it, how to invest it, how to make it grow, and all that good stuff. So I thank you for choosing today to refuse to be silent about the fact that money matters, not just to adults, but to children as well. And for standing up for kids when they can't stand up for themselves. So thank you all for joining us today in this space. Again, our sponsor for today is Speak Up Sis Bookshelf. If you are an author, especially a self-published indie author, please connect with us at speakupsis.com/bookshelf and consider listing your book with us. You all have a beautiful day, and until tomorrow.